But again, with the mix, like I said, I just go for like, you know, you just listen to it, and if some, you know, your gut says, hey man, that cymbal's just too loud, try to do something about it. If it, like, hey, that snare's just as boxy, you know, and that's literally my process for everything. I just kind of go with my gut, and then you want to take a step back and come back the next day if you can, or the day after that. Like I said, I don't believe the whole classic, you know, mix and then you're done thing is just not good. It's, you know, it's not going to work.
Your head on the ground. Our young warship through you. Put your hands underground. Sink this house and get out now. The winds come whispering in. Sink this house and get out now.
Heard some noise on a track. Let me kill that. Find where that is. It's on this bass digital dropout. I'll fix that real quick. Your head underground. Our young warship through you.
So once you get these kind of in the ballpark, then you start going piece by piece?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I'll try to get everything just roughly in the ballpark. And like I said, you can either do automation, like I said, for these lead parts. You can you know, turn your volumes up or down. What I like to do is a little different, and you know, Tommy's noticed this, that I grab just a gain tool. And I actually gain the parts down and process them. We usually start at -10 is usually a good place to start with leads here. Oh, those aren't leads. I go to leads here. But yeah, I'll try to get stuff in. Like I said, a lot of that leveling's been done with that AutoSum limiting thing that I've done, or whatever. But then, like I said, I'll start doing the fine detail parts, you know. Try to build in pseudo dynamics, like bring down, like for the verse part, I might bring the vocals down a little bit.
Yeah, I know we threw filters on some of the
Yeah.
lines to kind of put them in the background.
Yeah, there's effects or whatever, and I can do just a quick.
Just do that second line.
Yeah. Yeah, this creates sort of some pseudo dynamics also. We did like, you know, the classic telephone or radio filter, where basically you just cut all the lows and the highs. And there's it's just as simple as this.
Which recently you just got that telephone mic.
Yeah, yeah. I bought an actual telephone, old school telephone. The guys put an XLR connection on, and
Nice.
yeah.
Put your head on the ground.
Very simple, effective effect to kind of give it some give parts contrast and dynamic.
Lay your neck to the wall. Put your head on the ground.
And usually I'd spend a little more time. I've got some presets that I use, but I spend more time getting the right tone for the part. And I know we randomly did this phrase, didn't we, Tommy, right before the chorus?
Yeah, it sounded like we did something in the background. which
Yeah,
is
because Tommy
bizarre.
wanted and like I said again, before you process this stuff, save a copy unaffected. But
The waves crush all within.
I think we did that so that the chorus,
chorus
would really
would punch,
hit.
yeah.
But I remember the think about it part.
We put a bit crusher or some sort of.
Some sort of, I can't remember exactly what we did, but yeah, just to give it some, what was it? It was a harmonic thing. Let me do lo-fi and see what we can come up with. I mean, it could have just been a bit crusher.
Think about it,
It didn't sound like that, but a distortion on it maybe.
Think about it, think about it.
It was something crazy like that, but in the mix it was kind of cool.
Think about it, think about it.
It might have been something like
Yeah,
that.
something. It was just low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me make it a little boxier sounding on the top. A little more subdued. Something like that.
Think about it.
Just a little, obviously we can lower it in the mix, but like I said again, I usually as opposed to going straight to automation, I'll just gain it down.
Yeah.
And with digital, the nice thing, like I said, I can gain, unlike an analog, you can turn the volume down, let's take a regular thing.
No one lived.
I can turn it down 20.
No one.
I can turn it back up 20.
Yeah.
Or, so I processed it, and then if I wanted to process it back up,
No.
it sounds exactly the same. In the analog realm, that would add like noise. If you have something turned down and you turn it back up, it adds like hiss and stuff. In the digital realm, it doesn't work. So this is just as clean, as effective as automating the level up and down.
Yeah.
And that's something, like I said, I do it. I don't know how many other people do it out there. I don't think many people probably do, but this works well for me. It gives me kind of a visual without having to toggle through these views and things like that. No rules. Just whatever works. Why is that so friggin' loud?
Turn it up.
Okay, I haven't turned those down yet. That's why. Let's see. Let me start. One quick thing for have to move on here. As far as the panning stuff, I usually, this is pretty standard, keep all the primary vocals up the center almost always. It just, if they're listening stereo mono, it's just going to sound better. Some people do the vocals, lead vocals stereo, but
Sorry to cut you off. So if you do a double on the main vocal, I'm asking this from my personal knowledge. So you don't pan those left right. You keep them You keep one center?
Yeah, I always have one center, and then I do the left-right on the dub underneath it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that way it's just for balance. I mean, you can do it, and I've heard tons of records that have, even commercial records that
Yeah.
have left and right pan stuff, and it sounds huge. Problem is, if you sum that to mono, then the vocals are all of a sudden like way loud.
Okay.
It's
makes
just,
sense.
it creates like just a little issue there. So I recommend like vocals center. A lot of times with a lead guitar or like a lead synth part, a lead keyboard part, or violin or something, if there's no, whatever the lead thing is, put it in the center. That's kind of a good rule of thumb. Just keep it in the center. And then the other stuff I pan out around. Like I said, I do this offset thing, like I said, with my backing vocals. You know, you can either do 2 real doubles and then pan those left and right, but you can kind of get some out of balance every once in a while if somebody doesn't match it up exactly and things like that. So I do the whole time-honored, you know, approach of the just offset delayed.
Slightly.
Yeah. Now it creates a strange effect when you put it in mono, and potential phase issues or whatever. But like I said, in stereo it sounds great. It's you know, like I said, they've been using it. The Beatles kind of, you know, in their engineer kind of invented that or whatever to kind of save work. And,
Yeah.
You know, just to get the stereo effect without having to physically double it.
Right.
But I really like using it. But basically, I just offset the, like I said, this file here is only one vocal. And it's the identical copy. But I put it in 2 separate tracks, which are panned left and right.
And then you just shift one.
Yeah, and just nudge one over, 2, 3.
So then if you're
30
referencing
milliseconds.
in mono, just be aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, if you hear, like I said, for instance, you can hear this.
Put your head on the ground.
Sounds cool in stereo. You put it in mono.
Put your head on the
Oh, yeah.
ground.
You hear that weird little delay.
Yeah.
It's just, you know.
Do you
But-
do you nudge forward or backwards, or does it matter?
I usually, like I said, since these are lined up, like I said, I do a 30 millisecond nudge to create that effect. I nudge one of them 2, and I nudge the other one back 1. Yeah. So just so it's kind of like one's a little earlier, one's a little bit ahead, so you get the, and it's, you know, I do this across the board, so I can actually do this to all these. Let me do that real quick. All these backing vocals, let me, 1, 2. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna nudge this one the other way.
And then maybe
1.
let us hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, this was pretty much the last deal.
Don't bare your neck to the wall. Put your head on the ground.
I forgot I had this. Oh, that was right.
Put your head on the ground. Our young warship through you.
Let's hear the chorus. That'll be a more.
No one leaves this world alive. No one leaves this world
The screams sound funny, but yeah, like I said, it just sounds huge underneath. You
Yeah.
got the focused center part, and then the stuff underneath it is just huge in the left and right.
Yeah.
And you know, you just get this big, you know, sound. You know, you just got the space in between the mono and the left and right, so it creates this space. It makes it sound large. So
Yeah.
pretty standard.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.